What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global back here with another video, and we have talked so much about the draft lately, and even looking at the future, we're going to keep talking about the draft. So we're going to take a quick break from that, and we're going to look a little bit more towards free agency. We're going to maybe talk a little bit about the draft, but this is not going to be a draft type of video. So, you read the title, you clicked on the video, so you know that we're going to be talking about 5 game-changing moves that the Patriots could and should make. And by that, I mean moves that the Patriots could make that could right away make an impact on the team. Not, guys to sign like Maurice Harris or Bruce Ellington that you're kind of taking a chance on. Things the Patriots could do that would make a legitimate impact. So, just to recap, the draft has not hit yet. The draft will start in less than a week. It will start on Thursday, but when you look at free agency, we are more than a month into it, so not that much people actually on the board. So to get into it, number 1, I have that the Patriots should bring back Jamie Collins. Now, Jamie Collins is the former Patriot, got traded to the Browns. We all know that situation. I've talked about him multiple times. I've made a few videos on him, actually. One video is actually dedicated entirely to him. But when you look at who the Patriots lost, you look at Malcolm Brown, Danny Shelton, Trey Flowers, Adrian Claiborne. They lost so much guys that were part of this defensive line, this pass rush. And the Patriots are going to need to rebuild that. And the Patriots are looking to rebuild that. But with that being said, why not bring in Jamie Collins, a guy that knows the system so well, a guy who knows the expectations, who knows Bill Belichick, who, again, just ultimately knows the system. He knows what to do, which is something pretty much 90% of players don't have above him. And let's not forget that he was an all-pro linebacker with the Patriots. Then, of course, he got super egotistic, got money crazy, got traded to the Browns, didn't produce that well, and of course he fell off. But when he was with the Patriots, he was all-pro. He is a linebacker. He's not like a DE, a DT, or anything like that. But the Patriots could line him up on the edge to, set the edge, kind of apply that pressure if they wanted to. I don't expect him to be an every down type of guy, more of a rotational type of guy. When you look at your linebackers, I expect Dante Hightower and Kyle Van Noy to take more of the bulk of snaps when it comes to linebacker, but he can play linebacker more outside than inside. But he's a guy that can do coverage, but he's a guy that can actually blitz. He's a linebacker that can really get to the quarterback, and that is what the Patriots need. It's what the Patriots could use. Really, the Patriots could use some depth at linebacker. If Dante Hightower or Kyle Van Noy were to go down, Patriots are screwed. If both of them were to go down, the Patriots don't have a linebacker unit whatsoever. They have Juwan Bentley, who is an emerging star, hopefully, or at least what we've seen from him, but we haven't seen enough to actually confirm that. In 2018 with the Browns, he registered 104 tackles, 4 sacks, 4 pass deflections, and a forced fumble, so he's still a tackling machine at the least. The Patriots were actually interested in trading for Jamie Collins right before the trade deadline last season, but ultimately that did not happen. I think the Patriots kind of looked and said, do we really want to give something up for Jamie Collins and take that huge cap hit? I don't know. But the fact that they were considering trading for him even above all of that shows the level of interest in bringing him back. Now, oddly enough, Jamie Collins is still a free agent. No one has picked him up, so I honestly don't expect his market to be high. I don't expect him to be expecting too much when it comes to money, so bring back Jamie Collins. Now, the next one is more of a push, and I'm not saying that I expect the Patriots to do this one by any means, but this is the Patriots trading up in the draft in order to select someone, more elite at the receiving position, that being more of, DK Metcalf, or most importantly, trading up to get a higher tight end and someone like TJ Hawkinson or Noah Fant. Ultimately, just using their entirety of their draft picks to really rebuild this team. And I mean, you look at the 12 draft picks they have the ability to trade up if they so heartily wish. But like I said, I don't really expect them to do so. But I mean, if they get to like the 20 in the, around the 20s in the draft picks in the first round, and you still have guys up on the board, maybe like a TJ Hawkinson somehow, or Noah Fant, or just a really good wide receiver that somehow has fallen, maybe the Patriots trade up. I already know I'm going to get those comments saying, the Patriots never trade up, the Patriots never do this, the Patriots never do that. And hey, that's why I already said this how many times that I don't expect the Patriots to do it. But we have seen the Patriots do a lot of things that we haven't seen them do in the past. So don't be surprised if it were to happen. Number 3, this one is also a bit of a push, but something that's been talked about a lot. And something that just makes a lot of sense, and that is take the plunge and take your shot at Bengals wide receiver AJ Green. I know you guys want this one. I know you guys have talked about this one. This one is not super realistic just because, the Bengals have not openly come out and said, okay, we are looking to shop AJ Green. But just because they haven't said that they are, doesn't mean that they wouldn't. Now, the Bengals do not have much bright spot really at all on their teams. AJ Green is probably the last thing that they have, but he is in contract year, so after this year, he will be set to become a free agent. This will be a guy who will get big money somewhere. I'll be interested to see if the Bengals would even try to match that, but they could easily get high draft pick out of someone like AJ Green, maybe multiple picks also. So with that being said, they could always look to move on from him, and it would be a blockbuster trade, but it would without a doubt put the Patriots' need of wide receiver definitely lower on their long list of needs. But it would give Tom Brady just that very rare number 1 wide receiver. And, I mean, it also makes sense for the Bengals to do this as they aren't a team that's going anywhere. Like I said, they don't have much bright spots. They are a team that is looking to rebuild. So, with that being said, if I were the Bengals, I mean, a guy that's in contract a year, get something out of him and just truly rebuild your team. Now, AJ Green is coming off of an injury. He missed half of the 2018 season with a toe injury, but still somehow managed to catch 45 passes for 687 yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, number 4 would be to sign defensive tackle and free agent defensive tackle, Ndamukong Suh. Now, actually, I got a comment very recently on someone saying, yo, bro, can you please make a video on, Suh? And I actually said I have a whole video planned where I will talk about Suh. And obviously, that is this video. And I know some people are going to be like, no, don't get Suh. This guy has a terrible attitude. And, all this crap. Has had issues with the Patriots. Has had more specifically issues with Tom Brady when he was a part of the Dolphins. But, when you're looking at a football standpoint, the Patriots need this defensive line help. They still need help at defensive tackle. Like I mentioned, you lost Malcolm Brown. You lost Danny Shelton. Right now, you're looking at Lawrence Guy, who is a good defensive tackle, very underrated, as actually one of the best defensive tackles rated in the NFL last year. Then you have Adam Butler, who's more of a pass-rushing guy, not necessarily a run-stopping guy. And then you have new addition from this offseason in Mike Pennel, whose only good season actually came last season, so I don't know how much truth and trust you can put into his future with the Patriots. Suh was at one point considered one of the best defensive tackles in the league. I don't necessarily know where he stands now. Once he kind of got traded to the Rams, his production didn't necessarily go down, but he was a guy that I didn't really hear that much people talking about as much as he used to when he was with the Dolphins. He was a former number 2 overall pick in the draft. And when he was signed with the Los Angeles Rams in his very small 1 year with them, he showed that he's still very capable of being a big and disruptive force. And you look at the guy, and the guy is huge. And it's not that, he packs on a lot of, fat or anything like that. This guy is a built guy when it comes to muscle. He is just a freaking rock. This guy's a boulder, I should say. Last year with the Rams, he had 59 tackles for 4.5 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, and 4 passes batted down while at the line of scrimmage. And I also don't believe that the Rams used Sue as much as they should. They already had a lot of depth on that defensive line. I mean, we're talking about a lot. There's a lot of teams that try to, stack up on wide receiver. Well, the Rams stack up entirely on their defensive line. You had Aaron Donald, Dante Fowler, and just so many other good guys that Sue was not that, number one guy that he was with when he was with the Dolphins. So he kind of got pushed down, and his stats and his, play time did take a hit. Ultimately, the Patriots are not going to pay him a boatload of money that, of course, I'm sure he wants to make. This has always been more of a money-hungry type of guy, but he is still a free agent. Why is he still a free agent? I doubt it's because no teams are interested in him, but maybe it's because he's waiting for more of that right time. Now, would he be willing to take a little bit of a pay cut to be with a team like the Patriots, to go and try to win another Super Bowl, most likely get more playing time than he would with the Rams? Or does he keep waiting? Does he test his luck and sign with some team that probably will barely win 5 games but make a big payday? Honestly, who knows? And we'll just have to see what he does. But the former first-team All-Pro defensive tackle would be a significant addition to that Patriots defensive line and would suddenly morph them into one of the most physical and one of the most dynamic defensive lines in the NFL. And with number 5, I have trade for defensive end Frank Clark with the Seahawks. I made a whole entire video on this if you guys want to, hear it more in depth, but it would be such a game changer for the Patriots. Like, you have no idea. He is still a young guy at 25, and he just keeps getting better and better and better as time goes on. He has been in the league for 4 years. 4 years. And he already has a total of 35 sacks. Last season, he had a career high of 13. Year before that, he had 9 sacks. Year before that, he had 10. This is a very consistent guy, a guy that you're not going to plug in and, have to worry about, well, is he going to make the impact or not? Because every snap he's there, he's at least going to apply good pressure. But for once, the Patriots would be getting a guy that could actually result in sacks. You had Adrian Claiborne. He was always a guy that was good at rushing the passer, yes, could not stop the run to save his life, or stop the quarterback from scrambling, I should say, but he was a guy that could apply pressure, but never actually resulted in sacks. With Frank Clark, you're always going to get a guy who can, put pressure on the quarterback, but someone, like I said, who can actually result in a legitimate sack, and actually put those numbers up. But he's also a guy who is good in the run. You look at last year, this guy had 10 tackles for loss. Year before that, he also had 10 tackles for loss. Year before that, he had 11. So he's also very consistent when it comes to, the run game. He has 35 total tackles for loss in his career. And then you look at the quarterback hits. Last year, he has 27. Year before that, 21. Year before that, 18. So as time goes by, you can just see how his numbers just keep getting better and better and how they keep increasing. And a big part of that was, because of the Seahawks, them getting rid of Michael Bennett, getting rid of, basically the entire Legion of Boom. He kind of comes in and he starts to be more of that number one guy. He gets plugged in there. And it just shows that the more play time this guy gets, the more of an impact that he's going to, put on for the team. It's being reported that the Seahawks are very willing to actually move on from Frank Clark because of the cap hit. They are looking to free up some money, especially with that big deal Russell Wilson just got, but also because they are looking to add some draft capital. The Seahawks really have no draft capital for this year's draft, so they're really trying to add some of that before the draft actually starts. And we all know that the Patriots are still really trying to bolster this defensive line. They already have a great secondary. Linebacker unit could use some help, but they're definitely more focused on this legitimate D-line and getting that bolstered and true and just, elite and ready for this new and upcoming season. You have Michael Bennett on one side, you have Frank Clark on the other, and the Patriots easily a top 5 defensive line. But that is it for today's video, guys. That was 5 moves that the Patriots could make, 5 game-changing moves the Patriots could make still. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe as it helps me, the channel, and even you guys out very, very, very much. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody else from the Patriots Global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.